so in this problem, we are now looking at addition when it comes to rational equations. So a little bit different than the last one where we could just cross multiply. So once again, it's asking us to identify any values of f that do not exist in this domain. And we're going to look at our denominator. So what times 2 would be 0, and then what value of f would make this 0. Both cases, 0 would be the answer there. And that is actually the only value for this. So I'm going to select no more values. So it's going to move our equation over to the equation solver here, right? And I'm going to choose from my menu of options to work through this. And it's okay if this takes you a little bit of time to kind of work through and read the hints it gives you. There's a lot of options here, okay? And there's also a lot of different ways to do this. So really kind of take in the advice that this program gives you, because it really sort of teaches you different ways to look at this. It might be different than the way you were expecting to do it. And it doesn't mean one way is wrong, right? There are always multiple ways to solve an equation, and it advances your understanding of how that equation works to understand all those ways. So the very first thing, anytime you have a fraction, you have a, when we're adding two signs, we have two signs next to each other, we always want to deal with that first, okay? So, I've messed around with this a little bit. I have a feeling it's going to want me to rewrite this fraction first, because notice the negative is in the denominator. I want to actually make that the sign on the entire fraction. So I'm going to give this a try. And okay, so it accepted that, and it gives me, it kind of opens this box here. It says, which fraction do you want to rewrite? I'm going to say this one. And there we go. It actually simplifies it for me. And look, it actually combined those fractions within doing that, rewriting those fractions. So the next thing that I can do is I want to look for my least common denominator here. So I've got a 2f, a 2, and an f. So between these three denominators, my least common denominator is going to be a 2, right? Because these share that. That's what this would need. And an f, that's what this fraction would need. So I'm going to try this multiply both sides. It's not letting me do that. So I'm going to, let's see, not rewriting with LCD. Okay, so it looks like I wasn't completely done rewriting my fractions. So I needed to finish doing that again. And you know why that is? Because if you notice, that first fraction was an 8 divided by 2, that needed to be simplified. So again, you're going to have to work your way through this and figure out what prompts it's expecting you to do first. And I even missed that simplification there. Okay, so now I should be able to multiply both sides, there we go, by that least common denominator of 2f. And look at what that does to me. When I multiply by that 2f, it's going to simplify all of those fractions, and I have this very nice equation now that I can solve. So I'm going to do that by subtracting 8 from both sides to start. And then now I need to eliminate that negative on the f. So I'm going to divide both sides by -1. And there we have it, our answer. F is -2. So over here, it's going to ask you, is -2 a solution of the original equation? And you can go in and you can substitute and verify that. So I can type in my final answer is -2. So hopefully that going through that helps you be able to complete a problem similar.